Am I the a-hole for refusing to wake my boyfriend up in the morning, which made him almost lose his job? So I, 25 female, have been with my boyfriend, 25 male, for almost a year, and during our entire relationship he has struggled with waking up in the morning because of his ADHD. He sleeps through all of his alarms, which usually means he is late for work. Sometimes it asks only 10 to 15 minutes, but it can also stretch to 1 hour. His boss likes him and has given him plenty of chances, but yesterday he got his last warning that if he doesn't show up on time, he will lose his job. We have had a couple of arguments about this over the last year because he believes it's my responsibility as his girlfriend to wake him up. But I don't. Despite me waking up from his alarms and being able to shove him out of bed, if need be, I don't think it's my responsibility. He is an adult, has known about his ADHD since he was a child, and should by now have found some method that works. Him making it my responsibility turns me into a caregiver, a mother, instead of a girlfriend. This doesn't mean I refuse to help him whatsoever. I have done plenty of research to find alternative methods, but either it didn't work or he refuses to do it. And I do wake him when his alarms go off, but he decides to go back to sleep right after. Had he not done that, I would gladly wake him up every single day. And I know this is only my perspective and is most likely not true from his, but when he decides to just go back to sleep, it makes it seem like he doesn't want to try. Not to mention the fact that he is especially grumpy angry in the mornings and have, on several occasions, yelled at me for both waking him up and for not waking him up. And I don't want to help if he is just going to get mad, even though I know he doesn't mean it. But when his boss gave him his last warning yesterday, I felt so much guilt. Because had I just woken him up and been persistent, he wouldn't be in this situation. So I am at an impasse. Is it my responsibility? Am I in the wrong for not helping? Or should he, as an adult, be able to do this by himself? Because I kind of feel like the a-hole, but also not. Edit. I feel like I should mention more to the reason I don't want to wake him up. It's not like I can since I am already awake, but first of all, this affects my day too. I can go to sleep before him because our bedroom doesn't have a door, small apartment. So if he's watching TV or gaming, it keeps me awake. This means I don't get enough sleep either. So when I have to do uni work during the day, before I have work in the evenings, I zone out and usually fall asleep. Physically can keep my eyes open. Which is why I wish I could keep sleeping for an hour or so longer without having to worry if he got up or not. But I also don't want this responsibility because I love him. I want him to be independent, and I know we're in a relationship and we're supposed to depend on each other. And we do. But I don't want him to depend on me to get him to work on time, or to keep his economy in check, or anything that would turn his life upside down should we break up. I need to know he can take care of himself in case something happens.
Not the a-hole. If he was single, sleeping alone, he'd either found a way or be in same trouble anyway. Instead of owning his problem, he tried to make it yours, and it backfired.
This really needs to be top comment. Why is it okay to place blame on you? Why is it acceptable for him to shout at you whether you wake him up or not? It's not okay. The fact you have internalized his messed up view and feel to blame for his employment woes is very concerning, and I urge you to re-evaluate what this relationship brings for you.
I'm really curious what Opie gets out of this relationship. He's gaslighting you, girl. None of this is your responsibility. He can ask you for help, but he is an adult and needs to own his issues. The problem isn't that he asked you to help him, it's that he blamed you when it didn't work. And then with him keeping you awake when you want to sleep? I'm serious. How is this relationship serving you? Because from what you've described, it only sounds like it's for him.
Not the a-hole. As a fellow ADHDer, I've been in the same situation before. He's 25 years and should have built up some routine regarding his sleep patterns and mornings. He cannot refuse alternative methods and then expect you to wake him up. One thing that has helped me waking up on time and with a fresh, clear head is a wake-up light from Philips on full brightness. Those light up to room slowly, 30 minutes before the alarm goes off, and they trigger the right wakey-wakey hormones. This will be a disadvantage for you, but once he has a routine build up, he can experiment with the brightness. And put the alarm away from your bed, so that he has to stand up to disable it. I'm curious, does he ever complain about a cloudy or foggy mind?
We have lights like that too. But nowadays I have a new method, baby phone. Little one needs me woozy face.
3 kids here, I sleep through it all. I have huge problems falling asleep, mainly after my surgery and presumably due to anesthesia, but that is an ongoing investigation but might be related to ADHD. But when I'm sleeping, WW3 and WW4 can start and I will sleep through both. The other side of the story is that I only require 6 or less hours of sleep, so when I'm awake, the kids are my responsibility.
Am I the a-hole for telling my husband no, he can't go climbing and has to help with home reno first? I plan to show my husband the responses, so please be as honest as possible. My 36 female husband, 38 male, and I decided to renovate the bathroom because there was water damage from a toilet that had been leaking. It was mostly my idea to renovate, but not just for aesthetics. Mold was growing at the bottom of the vanity, sheetrock, etc. He agreed to renovate, but really had very little interest in the process. He has untreated ADHD and does not enjoy home maintenance, not speculation, he tells me this. With that being said, it became my job to apply for loans, search for contractors, schedule the contractors to come, etc. It's a lot of mental work. I did it alone. He did agree to save money and offered to demo the bathroom himself. I was hesitant at first because he is not usually motivated to do things in the house, and also due to the ADHD, his timeline and processing speed is very slow and oftentimes things don't get down. He promised me many times he wanted to do it. I sent screenshots of the calendar and told him the days he would start. The whole week leading up to demo day, I mentally prepare him. We've been together for 21 years. I know how he is. He'll say he forgot or it'll seem like brand new information to him, so every day he gets a reminder. Fast forward to last night, the night before demo is to start, he sends me a message asking if he can go climbing with his friends. I said I'd prefer if he would just demo like we agreed. He only has 2 days off. So I said no, sorry, you can't go. It turned into almost an hour argument back and forth about how the weather won't be good the rest of the days, and he can just do it then. But I know him. He waits until the last minute and something may go wrong. We may need to call for extra help or something. I always have a sense of urgency, and he has none, and it makes my life very difficult. To add, he has a job where he can often do his hobbies. He climbs with his work friends, goes hiking, skiing, etc. When he has days off, he goes for bike rides for hours. He is absolutely not deprived of leisure time, but I am. I have been home all summer. I'm a teacher, being responsible for my kids 90% of the time, being up with them in the morning, taking them out for activities all day, and putting them to sleep. On top of that, I have cleaned up after the kids and his messes every single day. I haven't had a day of fun the entire summer, so I feel anger and resentment constantly. Our fight ended with him telling me it makes no sense to tell him he has to start on this day, he'll just do it the next day. I'm the one being unreasonable and everyone else will agree with him and not me. Also, to add, today is Thursday. Our tile guy comes in on Monday and the entire bathroom needs to be completely gutted by the morning. Thank you.
Not the a-hole. Your husband made a commitment. Now he needs to honor his word. This may sound a little harsh, but he cannot throw around his ADHD as an excuse to get out of things he doesn't want to do. Part of being an adult is doing shit you do not want to do. I do not want to clean my house or do laundry or pick up groceries. I still do it. I am not downplaying ADHD, but it is his responsibility to learn how to live with and overcome his disability. You are trying to support him, but he also needs to take initiative in finding various ways to cope.
Agree wholeheartedly. I have it and am perfectly capable of handling a deadline. He has had his entire life to learn how to manage it, and if that doesn't work, there is medication. He was the one who volunteered to do it to save money. I am starting to wonder if he doesn't know how to do the job and blaming his ADHD instead of admitting it.
You are so right about taking ownership. I think it may be that feeling of being overwhelmed looking at the bathroom and just shutting down. He needs to manage his condition and learn that he needs to break it down to clear steps instead of the job as a whole.
Not the a-hole. And since you said he's going to look at the responses. Dude, you're a grown-ass man with children. Your ADHD is not an excuse. Step up and start being a partner husband-father. Responsibility comes first, even if it doesn't give you serotonin. Do the damn demo. Also, get your ADHD treated before your wife's resentments lead her to decide that she no longer wants to be your mother, let alone your wife, and she divorces you.
I also have untreated ADHD. It's not an excuse. You are a grown man who is letting his wife be his mother. She is exhausted from taking care of you and her literal children. Pretty soon she's going to realize it's a lot easier with one less person to care for. You're going to wonder why she's left you when she never said she was unhappy.
Husband of OP, think long and hard about what Fianna9 posted. I walked away from a 25-year marriage when I realized my kids would be grown and gone in a couple of years, but I wouldn't be through parenting my husband until the day he died.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel to see more interesting videos.